Hi everyone, my name is Nick, and today we're going to talk about what's in this bag. If you're familiar with their work, you've already guessed that what's inside this bag is made by the great people at New Tribe. Let's go ahead and take a look. And it is the Yellow Jacket Tree Climbing Harness, the world's first comfortable, truly compact tree climbing harness. Let's put it on and take a closer look. Like any other New Tribe harness, it's a step through. And we got the metal quick release buckles on the leg straps, the D-ring up front, and then the locking buckle here. And let's make sure to put the strap through, get it out of the way. And now I think it's time to climb and talk about what this thing can do up in a tree. Okay, we're up in the tree now, and let's look at the harness more closely and talk about what it has on it. Right now I don't have any attachments added to it or anything. I want it to be nice and clear for you guys. In the front we have the metal leg buckles, the metal D-ring, the metal delta, and then the metal adjusting belt loop, belt buckle right here. That's the only metal on the entire harness. The rest of it is made out of webbing or fabric, nylon canvas. So let's work our way around. I think we'll start right here with the leg straps. The shape of the leg straps, the leg pads, are a typical New Tribe shape where it's a triangular with kind of curved edges to it, almost like a bell shaped, but there's no padding to it. It's just wide material, and then we have 2-inch webbing on the back that goes in a diamond pattern around the leg strap and straight across. And then there's one beam, I call it a beam because it's kind of like a support beam that goes up and down the leg pad just about halfway up, and that gives it a little bit of stability this way. You can crush it if you put some weight into it. When you let go, it goes back to its position. So it does a really good job of distributing the weight throughout the whole leg pad. The leg straps are not adjustable, but they really don't need to be. People that climb in New Tribe know that it's okay to have extra slack right here. It's okay to let the leg pads hang right to the back of your knees. And this harness does that just fine. When we get to the front, we have the sliding, I guess it's almost like a bridge on the leg straps, and you can feel it move with you as you climb. And we'll look at that in a little bit, but I really like that layout. And all the stuff in the front that's bright yellow, here, 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 and then of course the side Ds, are the things that we know we can clip into. So we'll work our way up. We have the Delta. That's the standard New Tribe configuration. It should be very familiar to you. And then let's come around here. The side D, I like the fabric D, especially on a harness that I will probably only use for recreational tree climbing. I like the fabric Ds. It reduces weight. It makes it a lot quieter, which is a really big thing when you're climbing out. And you kind of want birds to come into the tree with you, so it's less distractions. And it's sewn in a way that it kind of stands forward. Now you can move it back, but when you let go, it'll come back to kind of a slightly forward position, which is really cool. Just behind the side D, you have a carabiner loop, and when I get my harness loaded up in a little bit with my lanyard and other things, you'll see that I like to clip the tail end of my lanyard up here just to get it out of the way. Above that, and slightly behind, we have 2 carabiner slots, so you can have a carabiner standing up right there to have something to snap gear into. I've experimented with having 2 carabiners on there, and for me it's a little bit annoying, but what I did notice is that having 2 of them, it lets me decide if I want to use the close one or the one that's a little further back. And for me, I like the one that's a little closer. Then as we work our way around, we have a standard gear loop right here. I like that they don't put plastic tubing around the gear loops. They use the stitching and some canvas material to keep it nice and solid for us. But there's no metal parts on the gear loops that would be making any noise or anything like that. You will notice one aluminum ring here. This is a prototype version of the harness that I'm wearing. The production model, let me spin this way, the one that you'll actually buy doesn't have this loop. It'll have a webbing loop right there, and then above it another one right above the New Tribe label, which I think is right here. And let me go ahead and spin around. The reason for that, I figured out that this harness, when I put it on, it just feels completely broken in already. I wore it around the house, and I noticed, I sat down on a chair, and normally there's some bulkiness back here on a harness. And I didn't feel that in this harness. Then I laid down on the hardwood floor just to see what it would feel like, and that's when I could feel this aluminum ring kind of digging into the back of my hips right there. And I started thinking, when I camp overnight in trees and I'm hanging in my tree boat, that ring would really dig in. So for me, I bring up another harness, which is really just webbing and only webbing with no metal parts, no leg pads or anything. I put it on under my harness, and when I'm going to bed at night, I take the regular climbing harness off and I sleep in I call it a sleep harness, but it's really just a 48-inch nylon runner that I clip to, and I just cross my fingers and hope I don't fall, because it would not be comfortable. But with this harness, without that aluminum ring right there, I know that I'll be able to lay down in a tree boat and not even notice it. Of course, there's a little bit of bulk up here, and you need that to keep the harness together. But when you're laying on your back or even on your sides, the bulk is so minimized that sleeping up in the tree boat or any other harness, any other hammock, will be really comfortable. So let's get back to the back of the harness. You remember I mentioned the support beam on the leg strap. There's another beefier version of it right coming up the middle along your spine, and it's a piece of webbing. It's a really thick type of webbing, and it's got stitching all over it. I'll show you up close later. It's got stitching up and down it, back and forth all over it, and that gives it the rigidity up and down that makes it feel like a normal climbing harness. Even though it doesn't have any cushioning, it's still using the diamond webbing pattern to come out and kind of disperse the weight throughout the whole harness. So it's a really good overall design. It's very unique. It's I would say revolutionary in many ways, and I think it's time to go ahead and get it all dolled up with my lanyard and everything, and let's see what else it can do. Alright, we got my harness all dolled up the way I normally wear it. On my left side, I have my lanyard hanging here, and the tail end of it, I keep it on this nice little webbing loop right here. It just keeps it from getting, it's less flopping around, which I really like. And if we go around, if we go around to the right hand side, there I got my gear pouch hanging right here, off that same webbing loop on the other side, plus the other gear sling. And then the carabiner, in the carabiner slot, I really like how solid it's in there. It's not permanent in the sense that if a branch hits it while I'm moving, it'll kind of move with me. But if I stand it up while I'm in the middle of an operation, and I need to snap something in there, it'll move a little, but it stays more or less where I need it to. And that's also really important. There when I need it, but not when I don't. So while we're at it, on the left side, I have my line reel, and it's clipped to that carabiner actually. And we've got a throw bag right here, and I have it pre-rigged on a limb overhead. So I'm going to go ahead and get tied in. And then we'll hang in the harness and talk about how it hangs. So this guy goes here, and this one goes on the delta. And set it to rewind. Alright, so we're done with the line reel, so I can throw it back in the pouch, get it out of the way. I'll leave the tail hanging right there, and I think we can take some slack out. Let's go ahead and hang in the system and see how it looks. Woohoo! Alright, not too bad. So, when I first saw the harness, my initial thoughts were that it was flimsy. It looks like a flimsy harness. So I was really interested to see how it hangs. And once I got in it, I realized two things. One, it gives a lot more support than I would have ever expected. It's holding me upright, which not all harnesses can do. There's good tension between the lower leg straps and the upper back pad, and it's doing a really good job of preventing me from just falling backwards. And if I sit relaxed, I'm sitting mostly upright, which for me is very important. But it can hold me in place but still be extremely uncomfortable. So when I put it on, I was being very mindful of how it felt, where the pressure points were. On me, my pressure points are right here at the very outer end of the hip. And I have harnesses with a solid ½ inch thick cushioning that dig in a lot more than this harness does. How they did the diamond webbing pattern, where the webbing distributes the load to the top and bottom of the hip, whatever this little support beam in the back is doing, it does it very well. I do feel a little bit of pressure right here, and any harness that says there's no pressure, they would be lying. But it's still very comfortable. I know I could hang in this position for a really long time without feeling pain. If we go to the leg straps, I really like that it's almost like a bridge style, but just for the leg straps. If you use any rope walker SRT systems, this will really let you get that rhythm down without the harness fighting you. It goes with you in that regard, and it does it quietly. There aren't metal parts clanging while you do that, and that's really important especially when you're doing recreational tree climbing. So I think that's about it with this harness. It's just really comfortable. I was very surprised by how a compact harness could be this comfortable for so long. That's it for now. Thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you next time. All right, that's what I'm going to say. All right.
Okay, I've got to stop doing this.
That I'm really excited to share with you today is so exciting. Don't laugh at me. All right, hold on. No, just let it roll. Let it roll. We'll do it again. I share with you is super exciting because it fits in this tiny little bag right here. So let's take a look. Kelly, come on. Why are you laughing? I didn't even say anything funny. Oh my god. Weight, super compact harness that doesn't sacrifice comfort in the doesn't sacrifice comfort
In the groin.
in the groin. Exactly. Let's do that.
Let's keep rolling because that was a good take.
Ellie, serious. I see you like shaking, like.
I wasn't even laughing.
What was I gonna say? This new.
The reason why it's so exciting is because
Oh,
it fits
thank
in this little bag.
And today we're gonna talk about what's in this bag. The birds are. Can you hear them? I don't know. I'll find it.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, I'm filming here. All right. I think when you clap, it makes them.
Oh my gosh. That's trippy.
When they see the picture, they'll say, "That's a harness ring, but it's in that little bag. How can this be?" Hi everyone, my name is. All right, we're having a little interference with the.
Oh, yeah, I can't see your head.
Okay. Can you see him? I still hear him.
He's right there.
With quick buckles. Super quick buckles, right? Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Hold on. That was graceful. We're up in the tree now, and you can see I have my lanyard on my... Hold on 1 second, I forgot my lanyard. Sorry.
Damn it.
I could feel it. It was like building up inside my nose.
That's funny.
Okay, let's do it again.